I've unmuted myself. I have unmuted y'all. Zizva has said dragon. And responding with countersign.
I mean, for getting in character right now, all you have to do is go on mute.
We are officially
Certainly
live.
true.
Oh, wow, that is a burn. I'm impressed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Oh My God, why am I awake at... Oh my God, it's 10 a.m.? Hi.
I wish it were 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Central.
10 a.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern.
All right. I would just like to share something that just made me laugh.
Thank you.
And I know it's entirely accurate, but Lapsang Souchong tea. Ingredients: black tea, smoke.
I mean... Hello, everyone. Welcome to the bonus roll. Today we are playing Dungeons & Dragons. Just like last week we were playing Dungeons & Dragons, and the week before that, we were not here. But we were playing Monster Hunter that week.
And next week we'll all be turned into gray goo by the singularity.
Don't make me promises. Okay.
And then the gray goo will play Dungeons & Dragons.
As you can see, Zizva is slowly ascending into godhood. Sorry, I need to tweak your lighting a little later. Yeah, I know, I said 11 p.m. Eastern. That is not right at all. Sorry. Trying to pull it together. Did not sleep well last night. This morning, whatever. Anyway, D&D. Everyone, describe your characters while I break my fast by drinking this 0-calorie soda.
I'm busy pouting about my lighting.
I'm sorry, I was just
Tux.
slightly teasing.
I'm Tux. I play Bert, the packing rogue. He's a cat person, but not a tabaxi. Different. He's not a humanoid cat. He's just a cat that can quote unquote talk.
With the utility belt.
Yeah. The utility belt does not talk, but
Yeah.
that I know of.
I was about to say, last campaign your
Remember-
dog had all your memories, so...
Remember, you've got an artificer in the party. It doesn't talk yet.
Yes. I don't know if that would be very good for a rogue, though. Just like sneak, sneak, sneak. Hey, what are we doing?
I was given a
could,
talking doll once as a trinket as a rogue.
They could have Kronk sneaking music.
I love Kronk's sneaking music.
Ronnie.
I'm Ronnie. I play Rin. Rin is an Eladrin with a childlike emotional status in his mind that the Archfey, whoever that is, has swooped in and exploited to create a warlock out of Rin, relatively young Eladrin. Yep, and very handsome. Zizaba.
Hey, I'm Zizava. I play Color. She is a fairy bard who is actually realizing, hey, maybe I should make a career out of the storytelling thing in game. So it's kind of syncing up. Okay, Meryl.
Hi, folks. I'm Merle. I don't have a camera at the moment, but I'm playing Buttons von Ambergalden. She is a Harangon, artificer of a noble house. She is very done with the Feywild, and I am bleeding a little bit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. This is unrelated to me making tea. This is just I noticed I was bleeding.
Okay, I was about to say, that's some very dangerous tea.
And Lapsang Souchong is the most dangerous of teas. And it should tell you something about how tired I am that I'm having tea with caffeine in it.
I would think gunpowder tea would be the most dangerous of teas.
Gunpowder tea sounds... I don't actually know how gunpowder tastes, so I can't judge the taste. But I don't
Not
think that's
good.
such a good idea. Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I know they mix it with cocaine in some places.
Oh, wow.
Gunpowder tea is a form of tea in which each leaf has been rolled into a small round pellet. Its English name comes from its resemblance to grain of gunpowder.
Oh. So, not actual gunpowder.
It is then mixed with gunpowder.
Why?
Humans!
I think you made the last bit up.
Like, literally the only reason why you'd consume gunpowder is to be asexual. Like,
I
historically.
don't... What?
Really?
Yeah,
Huh?
that's...
Are you thinking
Well,
gun
you see,
Peter?
when... That's how gunpowder used to be made. But, yeah.
I love that we've dropped from 5 viewers to 1. Hello, everyone. We're going to play D&D eventually. Okay. When we last left off,
Are we sure we just don't want to go back to Shard? We had a tea house in that one. It would have been so much more on canon.
I gotta admit, I think this group would be a little bit more stable with Shard. Or Shard would be a little bit more
Right.
stable with this group.
If it were a Sunday morning thing, then yes. I
It
don't
is a
know
Sunday
about
morning
an
thing.
after work
Okay.
thing. That
You're
also
gonna-
was a bit of a problem.
Do you have a copy of Golden Sky Stories?
If I say yes, will you tell me more?
Oh, have you not? Have you never heard of that one?
I
Um,
I haven't.
I'm an English
So, okay.
major.
Golden Sky Stories is it's a system. I'd say system and something at the same time that had a Kickstarter a while back. The basic concept is the players are various nature spirits in a small rural Japanese village. You're just trying to help the people of that town just live their lives and
Oh,
do cute
okay.
things.
It sounds a little bit like
Uh,
Tricksters, only less malicious. So, did y'all know
very,
that
very much
Neuralink
to the
is
millennium.
hiring a clinical trial director? We may be like 10 years away from having chips in our brains, guys. And the last time we played, y'all finished your conversation with the lady in the woods, went exploring in the Feywild, encountered some copper dragons telling riddles to each other, met a baby basilisk, and now are dragging a glassed bunny back to the dubious stranger y'all met in the woods. Did I skip anything?
Buttons has never been stoned in her life.
Till now.
Well, she won't remember it anyway.
I can't wait until y'all finally finish here and like all the party forgets everything that happened.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, y'all transition your narrative to the forest, the ring of forest around the outside of the house. It's still, and that's knocking at the
I
door.
gotta get that.
Thank you, love. So, hey, let's talk more about these Neuralink things.
Don't trust it.
Of course not.
I mean,
It
we've
literally
already
caused
played the
brain
story.
death in a pig.
Look, I am all about extending past the limits of the frail human form, but we're not there yet. We don't have the tech yet. And it's like, it's good to try to develop it, but okay, like SpaceX has done wonderful things. Keep Elon Musk far away from them. Let him just, like he thinks he has great ideas and he really doesn't. And he thinks he's a genius and he really isn't. And so far, the only good thing he's done with his life is give money to smarter, more talented people.
That's the truth of most geniuses. Most geniuses actually don't work alone.
So, this upcoming Friday is the release of Vox Machina's cartoon.
So it's going to be like season 1 in animation form?
Hold on, what's going on? Yeah, what's wrong? Stop talking, stop running away and answer me. Then go ahead and take it. That's fine, it's a light. It's not my computer. Hey, I look shadowy and mysterious.
bonus roll. Nice.
Yeah, it's okay. We're having some yard work done, and things get a little unexpected sometimes. Thank you, lovely. I have a lovely wife, and I love her very much, and she is cute and sweet and very, very ticklish. Can I actually reach all the way over here? Nope, that plug is full. Nope, can't reach that. Okay, well, that was an experiment. So we're having like 2 trees being removed. Where was I? Right, Vox Machina's cartoon. I honestly don't know if it's going to be like the first arc of the campaign. When they originally did the Kickstarter, before Kickstarter went evil, they said they were going to do a story that's never been told before. That was loosely based on their home game before they went to the public streaming. But the latest stuff I've been seeing has been from the Briarwood arc, which, don't get me wrong, I love the Briarwood arc, but it's not what we were promised.
Okay. Well, I'm caught up through the Briarwood stories, so
Okay,
I was just worried I'd get spoiled if I ever tried to tackle finishing it again.
I mean,
So, I'm betting, given who I've seen casted as one particular character, I'm betting that they're going to be doing flashbacks. Either as part of this campaign, like either the story is going to involve flashbacks, or we're going to get like a prequel thing. Because there's somebody who has a voice actor attached who never had a voice in the actual streamed games.
I mean, they have several people who, like, I don't think David Tennant was ever on Critical Role.
Right. That I was trying to avoid saying specific actors or character names in the interest of avoiding spoilers.
I think most people know that David Tennant lives or exists, and they kind of put out a video that's like, "Oh my God, guys, we got David Tennant voicing this character." But I mean, they have Felicia Day voicing a character too, so. Alright, let's try this again. Hi, honey, you okay? Everything set up alright? He's taking out the tree?
I think it's good. I got him power in another cord, so best I can do right now.
Thank you very much. I love you deeply. Let's see. Y'all had an encounter with a baby basilisk, and after it retreated into the darkness of the cave to hide, the brilliant artificer chased after it and looked directly at the baby basilisk, and then turned to glass. With the sound of the mother coming from, or what you assume was the mother, coming from deeper within the cave, we'll say cave, the party banded together to nobly drag the petrified buttons away. Panic can lead to intuitive leaps, and Kala and Rin, with their Feywild nature on display, managed to shift the narrative from one of danger to one of relative safety, y'all think? Maybe? Who knows?
I would like to note that neither Buttons nor Buttons' player realized at the time that it was a baby basilisk.
Don't get me wrong, baby basilisks are still, will still walk up to people, stare them in the face, turn them to stone, and chew on them.
Okay, but it's a baby.
Actually, wouldn't a baby basilisk be more
dangerous? Yes.
Prone to like walking up to individuals because young animals tend to be more curious.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, Gearnos, the trait that I've been using to allow me to touch a willing creature and send that creature instead of me for my face step, that doesn't take effect till 3rd level.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Which I've completely overlooked where it says that.
We'll just be more careful going forward.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no, life happens.
It's the Feywild.
Don't get up to weird Feywild BS.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was about to say
Yeah.
the Feywild is best of
What
times.
that
Yeah,
say?
you
Sorry
thought you
about
could
that.
do it, therefore it happened.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. The paragraph that I just completely didn't read.
That's fine.
Yeah, it happens.
And
All
I've
right.
usually played Eladrin at only one shots and stuff that are bigger than 3rd level, so I didn't even notice, even though I've played Eladrin. Because I think the last time I played one, it was a level 7 one shot.
I mean, I'll be honest. I have this campaign I'm running. I have another campaign that I am prepping for. I have my homebrew test campaigns that I run on a weekly basis. And I am working on teacher certification for Texas. I am not going to like, okay, great. No, we have to start this campaign all over. It's fine, I promise. But that said, let's go ahead and get this rolling. The forest is twilight light. Um, you can't tell if you've regressed back to pre-dawn hours or if you've gone too far forward or if that's just simply the nature of this place. But you can see off in the distance the hovering astrolabe has once more altered its position and angle to continue to track the moon overhead. The low, long mud hut before you has the faint smell of sage and cinnamon of the burning pintone wood that y'all had encountered before.
And I believe we had disguised buttons as a shrubbery.
Yes, that sounds like something y'all would do.
So we at least have buttons disguised instead of looking like a glass pillar of buttons. With seeing a heating cube inside the pocket through the glass. Um, buttons is now properly shrubberized.
I'm just not responding to that. I'm just not. Nope. Nope.
Neither is Buttons.
I,
Or these ones.
I'm just recounting the steps.
Okay.
Okay,
Is
so
Buttons with us or back in the...
Buttons is a pillar of glass that y'all dragged with y'all.
Yeah. That
Buttons is
Yeah.
with
that was
us
entirely
outside the
out of
clearing.
character.
Okay. I couldn't
S-
remember if we took Buttons with us or if Buttons is
We
left
did.
in some random corner. Okay.
We
Cool.
did. We
Side
did not
note.
leave buttons in some random area forest. That
Good.
was
That seems
outside the
like a
Copper
good way to.
Dragon's area.
That seems like a good way to lose your bunny.
I
Yes.
mean, the Copper Dragons would have probably hauled him in and used him as part of a
Her.
riddle. Her as part of a riddle.
But if you all don't mind, I think I'm going to stay off of camera for a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just feeling really dysphoric today.
Whatever you need, man.
Okay.
So it looks like um our acquaintance we've met must have a solution for buttons because we made it here.
I have no evidence to dispute that.
I mean, we were like, and we go to the next step to find a cure for buttons, and we did end up here. So
Yeah,
then
but
we
at
must.
what
Huh?
what would it cost us? You know?
Well, we already know that she wants a favor, retrieving something, and we already said we would consider it and maybe come back. So I think we might have considered it. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah. Let me rephrase. I'm willing to do whatever it would cost us. I just wanted to make it clear that it probably will.
Yep.
Well, see, before we were like, this favor doesn't advance us finding the professor or something that we want to leave. And well, now we have a reason to go do it.
Hmm.
So, and Kala shrugs. Makes sense to me. We thought it over. And she starts heading into the clearing.
Well, am I listening?
Glad it
to
makes
as
sense to
well?
her. I personally don't think sense has anything to do with it, but I'll follow. Well, yeah, I'll follow after her.
All right.
Okay, and I'm following as well.
Y'all step into
Okay.
the clearing. It's much as it was before. The there's no reaction from the building. The leather draping in front of the doorway just hangs still where it was.
Knock, knock, knock. Are you being quiet because there's no answer, or did I not get heard?
I didn't hear you. What did you say? Sorry, I was sniffling because I can't breathe through my nose.
Oh. Knock,
Some
knock, knock.
mustard.
Oh, no response seems to come from knocking.
Okay. And Kala takes a seat by the door.
Anyone else doing anything?
I'm just waiting next to her, waiting for a response at the door.
I guess I'm just waiting as well.
All right. Buttons is waiting as well.
I was gonna say Buttons looks on sternly. I don't know.
After about maybe 15 minutes, um, you hear a rustle at the farther farther edge of the clearing. The woman you had encountered before, large in daphne silk dress and hair that's flowing behind her like she is swimming through the ocean, approaches out of the woods, a glowing disc floating behind her. She kind of, oh, welcome back. It is certainly a compliment to have my hospitality called upon twice in such a short period of time.
We did say we were going to consider the task.
I see. 1 second. I need to make 2 rolls. Or the encounter roller will just stare at me. Thank you. And she kind of looks off in the direction I came from, a little uptick at the corner of her mouth before looking back to you. I was like, so y'all seem to be short a compatriot. I assume that they are off on an errand of their own choice.
Well, less
She
an errand
moves
and more
past
their
y'all and
need of
into
one.
the building as you're talking.
Well, she has mentioned call upon hospitality, and Kala did knock those before they got there, so Kala will follow her. The two things that need to be done have occurred in Kala's mind.
She kind of is unloading herbs off of the little glowing disc onto shelves and starting to tie them into herb bundles as you enter. The inside of the room is much the same, with a low bed and a gently crackling fire in the center, giving off that warm sage and cinnamon smell from the dried wood that has been piled next to it. The cauldron above it is filled with a clear liquid that is bubbling softly.
I'll step into her hut as well. I'm staying pretty quiet, Um,
Hala just kind of
and I
reaches
stand
out
there.
for Bert's fur to drag him in.
Yeah.
Well, we thought about that not necessarily getting us closer to finding the professor, but it turns out that we do have something that you might get help with, and us in return get the items. We have need of finding out how to unglass things that seen the cave monster eyes.
She just sets the packet of herbs that she's been folding and tying together down. Takes a moment and laughs. Okay. Well, I have some bad news for you. Uh, Fetching me a few shiny trinkets is not nearly enough to pay for the level of magics that would be required to restore someone who has unfortunately gazed into the eyes of creatures best not to look in the eyes of. That said, and she goes over and starts sorting through a number of um, boxes on her desk or apothecary table kind of combination workspace before and pulls out a long, thin silver needle that she takes on over to the pot and drops in there, and before going to collect a few bundles of herbs and starting to shred and break them into the water. So, uh, while I appreciate the willingness to go and gather shiny trinkets for me that I would have gladly exchanged for, directions, um, what you're asking for is a bit more involved and a bit more complicated, you understand, yes?
It
But
would appear that is the
doable?
case.
So,
I'm just happy to hear that you can do it. I can't.
she stops and grins.
And now runs a double warlock.
So,
Just kidding.
here is what will happen. Alright, it seems to be
I'm
gone.
just imagining this lady just kind of like pauses and goes, "Hang on, rebuffering."
I
Hold
wanted
on.
to make sure that the stream
Connection
didn't.
issues.
I wanted to make sure the stream didn't crash.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, oh, you have to go south. Damn it, Google Maps.
A little bit to the south, you will find a grotto. It is being haunted by a specter that, let us say that they are. Well, you know what? No, I do not need to explain myself in such a manner. There is a specter to the south in a grotto. You will slay it or drive it off to the best of your ability. She mixes the herbs into the pot as she's speaking, and it stirs, and you notice the water level is starting to decrease more and more inside of the pot.
Right.
Okay.
Ghosts. How does one stab a ghost?
Do you wish me to solve that problem for you too?
No, but just to be clear, you said destroy it or what was the or?
Well, destroy it or run it off. I do not care where it is. I would like to be able to access the grotto peacefully.
Scaring it off for good might be tricky, but it might be easier than hitting it with a boomerang.
Is it hard to hit ghosts? She's looking at Ren when she says this.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
know. I've
hard to hit
never
them. I think it's just hard to damage them.
never hit one. Never even seen one. I don't think.
Well, I guess we'll know pretty soon if they're hard to hit or not.
She draws from the now empty pot a singular silver needle that glows softly. It's like, I needed to expend a few resources to ensure that this would be finished in a expedient manner, since you apparently have an expedient need for it. And she holds out the needle, tip first.
So do we bring Buttons in here?
No. This will, for the most part, reverse what has been done to her. You need to simply break the skin.
Well, I
Ugh.
guess I volunteered since I mentioned stabbing people, so I suppose that's I'm best qualified.
Okay, then Bert, you take the needle and I'll clear away the shrubberies.
Alright. I trust that I will hear back from you that the creature has been removed from the grotto and I am free to gather its waters at my leisure.
Yes, just to clarify, is this just for healing buttons, or is this for healing buttons and um, where the professor is?
You did not ask for me to tell you where to locate your erstwhile intellectual. You asked for a means to recover your friend.
One thing
Okay,
at a time,
just
Bert.
asking. I just wanted to know. It's important to know this accounting stuff.
He's
It
not.
was just a question.
I'm not offended.
So, Bert, are you taking the needle then?
Yeah,
Are you
uh,
just grabbing it with your
I
fork
think
and
I'm
stuff?
probably going to like hold the needle like via like teleportation,
Telekinetic?
Okay.
telekinetic hold. Sorry, you know what I mean. Uh,
Do
That's
I?
probably the safest way to make sure it doesn't poke anyone into telekinetic
yeah.
or get used before it should. So that would make sense. Okay, so you've got the needle, and Kala will nod to her in response to her question and start heading out to deshruberize buttons.
As y'all leave, you hear a audible clicking sound, like a latch being thrown from the leather doorway.
Deshruberize.
Stripping the shrubbery and disguising away from Buttons' glass form, you are treated to a view of a magnificent glass sculpture of Buttons von Ambergall.
Okay. I shall take the needle, kind of close my eyes, and kind of, because I think this is how like the Feywild works, I sort of mentally prepare like in my mind I'm um putting the needle just buttons, like just breaking the skin, if that kind of makes sense.
Hmm.
Then with that sort of image in my mind, um go for it.
All right, make a strength save for me.
Okay. 15.
All right. Uh, you press the needle to the glass, and there is like a moment of resistance between there's a soft crack and the needle sinks into the hand. The webbing of cracking glass spreads up along the hand, along the arm, up over a shoulder, fracturing wider and wider, farther and farther before, with a and the sound of raining dust and glass. Uh, the petrification reverses and Buttons returns to normal. Buttons.
Hey.
What?
You wake up in a place that you're not quite sure how you ended up in. After a
Kala's
second,
stuffing a chest of preservation in your sack and hands it back to you.
What?
after a few seconds of confusion, you notice a kind of heavy solidity feeling to your chest, just a few inches from your left arm.
What? What exactly happened?
Uh,
You got turned to glass, so I stabbed you with a needle.
Also, we now have to drive off a ghost. And she gestures at the hoverback for getting you back.
Another favor, not the. We also have to do the original favor. So
Ren's gonna celebrate. I
We
want to
didn't
pull out my
agree to
lutes
do
and
the
do three
original
solid
one.
chords of three solid chords of celebration. Nothing great, nothing like performatory. Just three solid chords, like spring.
No performance
And
roll
put his lute
needed.
up.
You're just like da da da.
Exactly. That's it.
just spring. For some
Ver-
reason, I'm just imagining somebody just metal yelling, "Spring!"
Welcome back,
For,
Buttons.
for one thing at a time, we didn't agree to
Thank
the
you.
other thing for directions. And she didn't either.
Yes, we haven't done that yet, but if that's where the Fae took us, that probably in my mind means we're probably gonna have to do it. So you're correct in that we haven't accepted yet, but I'm starting to get the suspicion that we will. That's just an eventuality.
Sorry,
Anyways,
accepted.
welcome back, Buttons.
Wait. What have you agreed to?
We have to drive off and our kill a ghost in a grotto to the south for returning you from not being a glass statue onto perpetuity.
Yeah, so do you happen to know anything about specters?
Do I know anything about specters?
Make a
Can
religion
you hit a
roll.
ghost?
Uh, Religion. Wonderful. 12.
Specters are specters.
They're ghosts, I presume? Specters? Those who were with us and now are not?
Yeah.
So are they like mad? Do they need to be like calmed down? Is that the issue?
I mean, usually, like, aren't they there because they have something not done still? First, we go up and we try to ask it to leave. And then, if it attacks us, we can see if we can hit it. And then we can regroup.
What happens if we fail? Does that mean Buttons gets... Maybe we should just leave the Feywild
Did you promise
and
to
cut our
try
losses.
to succeed?
I think it's worse to agree to something to a Feywild and
We
abandon
agree
it
to try
than
to the best of our ability.
yes.
Oh,
And
I'm
I
not
So,
think we
opposed to
need to at
trying,
least yeah.
but I'm also
I
not
think
opposed to running if we fail. Running has a lot of uses, guys. I'm just saying.
okay. So you keep saying running. Have you considered hiding?
Hiding?
what's hiding
Yes.
gonna
See,
Yeah.
the
do?
thing about running is that the thing you're running from can track you. So you're trying to assume that you can outrun it.
Oh. If we do
Hiding,
run,
on the other hand,
can we run further south? And then it's not in the grotto anymore.
That's a pretty good idea.
yes. What if we run into the basilisk cave and hide so that it goes down the basilisk cave and then turns to either glass or stone, and then we solve two problems at once?
I don't hate that plan. But
I
let's
was
save it for plan
joking,
B.
but this is the Fae. God damn it! Why did I fire my neurons? Open my mouth doesn't really fit in this context.
If we're speculating and it's just speculation, if the professor's not alive but not dead, and this turns out to be related to the professor, just want to bring that to everybody's attention that this specter could be correlated. It could be the professor himself in
Or he
specter
could be
form.
glass.
That would be appropriate for a story, I suppose.
I
But
know I acknowledge that it may not be our decision, but in all honesty, I'd rather try to help it than try to kill it just because that may be more convenient.
All right.
All she said was get it out of the grotto. She didn't say how we can achieve
Yeah,
that.
it's just if it's mad because it hasn't accomplished something, everybody wins. I'd kind of rather go for that than just immediately try to attack it.
Plan A
Because that's
talked. Plan
faster.
B, see if we can punch it or not.
Does one need
I'd say that'd be
something
more plan D.
Oh. Okay, what's B?
See if we can help it.
No, that was plan A.
I thought
I'm
plan A was to
confused.
ask it to leave.
Oh, I thought plan A was to talk to it in case it had, what's that thing, where it's not done with stuff.
That's just general life to me. But
right then?
I don't think I've ever finished anything ever in my entire life. Like,
Well,
if
how
I
come
die, I
there
guess
aren't
I'll
more
be a
ghosts
specter.
then?
I mean, I've finished a book or two, but
Really?
yeah.
Workbench is full of unfinished projects aside. We can't finish if we don't start, so do we know where to
To the
find this
south.
thing? Okay.
To the south.
Do we have to hold hands?
Yes. Look,
Okay,
I
but
don't make the rules.
okay, Buttons, here's what we're doing. Because you were kind of
Indisposed.
yeah,
I was
indisposed.
indisposed.
Okay, so we're holding hand and we're declaring where we're going next in the story. And then we're stepping forward.
Uh, Vagaries of movement in this place, if it can be called such. Right. So I guess I'm glad that we got. It's a good thing that we got that settled, I suppose. Sorry, I'm still a little bit. I don't know. Can you have a hangover from being turned to what was I? Glass?
Glass,
Um,
yeah.
you may want
Uh,
to take that needle out of your
Oh, is there still a
arm
needle in
also.
my
The
hand?
needle is gone in your chest.
yeah, you are all glass except for that heat cube in your pocket and the bag, which I gave you back.
Right.
They didn't turn for some reason.
Well,
But
glad of
but look,
that at least.
all your backpack and all your clothes and everything turned to glass.
Let's. Thank you for not damaging me. I suppose I'll inspect myself for chips. Uh, but
You were a pretty hardy glass.
sincerely, thank you for. I. That was a deeply unpleasant experience. Right.
Yeah,
Just hoping the rest of this will fade. Let's go. Let's go talk to the specter and take our minds off of the basilisk business.
Kala holds out hands. Hands?
okay. Question out of character. Do we actually know that was a basilisk at this point?
No.
Oh, good question.
Okay.
Lizard business. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want
Y'all
to be
have
pedantic.
enough
It's just
adventuring knowledge to make that assumption, but you don't
okay.
know.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I
So
wasn't trying to be pedantic about what
No,
you're
no.
saying. It's just that if we know it's a basilisk to start, that kind of changes our planning. Then, if in character we don't, you know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
was me getting a little annoyed at myself that I just kind of assumed that we knew what it was. You know.
Yeah.
Like that was not annoyance at you. You are absolutely correct. That was the right thing to ask. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Kala just calls it the eyes, like the sphere did, and the eyes in the cave.
Yep. Oh, time to go try to negotiate with the Spectre.
Right. And yeah, so again, Buttons is going to just kind of like, depending on the, she's going to put the thermal cube into the bag of holding, so we can actually tell what the climate is where we arrive, and then take it out again if need be.
Kala grabs onto Bert's harness.
We all hold hands, which is logistically
Okay,
tricky.
yeah, I'll hold hands. So
We figure it
next,
out in order.
next to fulfill a promise given for a deed done, the group goes down to the grotto to meet a specter, and Kala steps forward.
I'll try my best to step in unison with Kala.
Bert gives kind of a leap.
Hey, Buttons hops and skips. I don't know.
It takes 2 steps for y'all to feel that shift, that rippling, and after that second step, you're not standing in the forest anymore. There's a kind of rocky path in a clearing. There is still woods in the distance, and you can still see the twinkling starlight cast from overhead um, down onto a large stone grotto, flowing water from the top of the rise fills and the area with the sound of splashing and running water. The whole area has like a crisp, almost sweet scent to it. And you can see tangled vines growing up along the stonework that glow in a soft, um, luminous blue. In the center of this large grotto sits what looks like a wooden puzzle box with an intricately carved and inlaid filigree of electrum, and that edges along the sides of it, as well as forms patterns up across each of the faces of the cube.
Bert's gonna slow.
Don't you think we should look around first?
Yeah. Um,
Perception
Yeah.
checks for specters.
Make a perception check.
I'll get in on that.
I got a 4.
17.
Mere 14. Why does it say?
Ooh, 18.
Looking around, you see. Oh, what's up?
Oh, I'm in the wrong roll 20. Sorry,
Okay.
I think.
That's fine. That happens. I've done what you would classify as a specter immediately. Steam wafts up off of the water, and man, I am not sleeping well, and so my descriptive ability has tanked. Sorry. The glowing vines that creep up along the side of the rock face, uh, combined with the moonlight to provide a dim illumination, though if you don't have dark vision.
Hmm.
The water. How does the water look? Is it calm, or I know there's water flowing into it, so it's probably like stirring a little bit.
At the edges of it, the water is looking a little rough where the water flows in, but farther in, closer towards the center, where that large stone is that the puzzle box is resting upon, is the water is still and clear.
Bert is going to start kind of slowly prowling towards the puzzle box.
Okay.
I mean,
Make
she
it.
wanted to be. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to have him make if he was trying to stealth, make a stealth roll.
Not stealth, but like
Caution.
Okay.
an animal being clearly very attracted to a thing kind of walk.
If you all don't mind, while you investigate, I'm going to just brew up a bit of something to help me see if anything here is not what it seems. And yeah, she'd like, if y'all don't mind, Buttons is going to be ritual casting detect magic.
Okay.
Okay.
Just like,
Well, she said she
well,
wanted to be able to draw water, so it must get upset when she draws water, so then we can see it if we drew water, right?
Sure. I
Holly
guess
gets out her water skin, which they've been here a day anyway, so we're probably all empty on water skins anyway. And fills it at the outer water first to see if anything happens.
All right. As you dip the skin into the water, a kind of thick black secretion starts to flow out of the edges of the puzzle box. It looks a little bit like tar, but it's not that congealed, as it kind of bubbles and oozes.
And this is at the outer water, not its pool.
Yeah.
okay. I think Bert's gonna instinctively jump back. Would I have time to try to hide?
Yeah, go ahead. Make your hide check.
Holly caps her
Uh,
water skin and just kind of waits and watches. I
13.
guess defensive action in case.
The black thickest swells up from the box, kind of bubbling and twisting until a vaguely humanoid shape starts to coalesce. It condenses and thickens, and color starts seeping into the darkness until you're not looking at a pile of black sludge, but what looks like a tired looking young uh, Aladrin of summer colors. His hair long and kind of 2 shades shy of scarlet. A hole in his chest right over where his heart would be. He's like, I am the one who has been tasked with protecting this place. You should leave now.
Protecting it from what?
I'm just,
All.
Buttons is just kind of
Why?
like not really paying attention, uh, working on her ritual, and just kind of like, don't touch anything that looks hungry.
It doesn't look like the
Because
professor image, does it?
no, this looks like
Okay.
maybe 112-year-old Eladrin elf.
They're
The
not much older than Rin, right?
Right. Young for an Eladrin for sure.
Yeah. Um,
is what my master has said to me. I am not free to do else, for I failed in my other tasks.
what master?
It looks to Kala and extends a hand towards her. Return it.
Will you stay and talk to us if I dump the water back in?
You should leave.
See, the problem is we need to get you to leave because somebody very powerful wants this water. So why should they
I
not get this water?
cannot leave. I cannot allow you to stay. I cannot allow you to take from the grotto.
Why?
It is my
Is there any way to relieve you of this task?
Not that you could accomplish.
Who's this master that had you do this task? Could we talk to them?
He will not see you. You cannot send to him.
Is there anything we could do
Leave.
to get this?
Don't protect the water.
I must.
But like, what happens if you don't?
I must. And with that, the figure's form starts to boil away, the color draining from it, and a kind of thick black sludge once more flowing down its body as its skull emerges from in the depths of its mucousy form. A glittering kind of cascade of energy runs over its shoulder and down its arm as it extends its arm towards y'all, and a pair of blackish green bolts of energy launches off. Let's see here now. That's a natural 20 on the first one against Kala, because she's the one who took water from
Did
the.
you roll with disadvantage?
So that just saved you from a crit. And
Goodness.
the other one would be towards Bert, because he is the next closest. And.
What?
Oh, wait, no, Bert
Wait,
is hiding.
wait, no. Yeah, because I'm assuming with the telepathy it doesn't give
Yeah.
away my position. Okay.
Buttons is just over there,
Yeah.
ritual casting a spell. She's messing with her tinker's tools. She ain't done. She's not even entirely aware there is a ghost there because she's a little off her game.
Yeah,
And Rin
no.
because he's too beautiful.
Yeah, no. The
Thank
second
you.
attack
Oh.
would be against Kala as well, then, since she is the only one who has interacted with the grotto or the spirit, and that it can see. Also misses, and I am going to need everyone to roll initiative.
All right. And I'm going to break off the ritual cast, obviously.
Well, it's about to get messed up as I
12.
turn on the other screen, but I'm gonna need it. Ah, no, that didn't help. Okay, that won't work. Okay.
Ren.
20.
All right, Kala, you're first.
Okay. Going to take the dodge action as the main action since she is revealed. She is openly holding the water skin and hasn't put it in. And then for bonus action, okay, we haven't done a long rest, I don't think, to reset the sheet, but I still have 3. So I'm going to give an inspiration die to Bert.
Okay. Bert, you have inspiration. Kala, what form
It's
does
to
your inspiration
do
take?
like the little magical notes that kind of swirl. But since Bert's hidden, it just kind of swirls up in the air, and then one little note where we saw Bert go to, just kind of secretly swirl.
Just checking.
And that can be used for ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or you can add it to damage
Yep.
as needed.
Yay.
So that is, and she's not going to use any movement. So yeah, I think that's it for her.
All right. Ren, you're up.
All right. I'll speak on my action, Spectre, and say, I'm one of you. Legend of Summer. I'm in a Legend of Spring, but we surely come from similar courts. I beg you, what happened to your heart? What happened? What made you like this? What cost you your life? I think that's about 6 seconds.
Make a persuasion roll.
I'll use it. Let me make the roll, and I have inspiration. I might need it.
Okay.
I'll use the inspiration die. I mean, the
Alrighty.
inspiration. 21.
21. All right. We'll see what comes of that. Anything else on your turn?
Never mind.
I'm not.
All right, Bert, you're.
Okay. I'm gonna try to sneak kind of behind.
It's in the middle of an open space. Uh, it is at the stone in the center of the grotto, surrounded by water.
Okay. Um, is it on top of the box, or is the box gone, or?
You can't see the box through the mound of sludge that is built up around it.
Okay. And there's no way I can move behind it without it noticing.
I mean, you would have to circumvent the edge of the grotto and climb up the stone that the water is flowing down off of.
I'll at least try to circumvent the grotto, and then how much distance is between that and the sludge?
So, following around the edge of the grotto, if you're trying to maintain stealth, you'll only be able to move about half your normal distance. So that'll get you kind of right to the edge of where the grotto is, before the stonework starts rising up. There's about a 10-foot space between the base of the stonework and the stone that the box was on.
Okay. And my movement stops basically behind the grotto, 10 feet away from the
Uh,
pillar.
You're at the edge of the grotto. You would have to climb up the pillar, um, which is about a good 10-15 foot climb, and then move along that another 15 feet or so to get behind uh, where the figure is. Moving in stealth is difficult.
I guess I'll take the nomenclaturally equivalent of a dash action, even though I'm not dashing. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, you use
Basically,
the
use my action for movement.
yeah. All right. So, continuing along, that would move you up along towards. Are you climbing the embankment, or are you going to just walk around behind the stone?
I guess climb the embankment if I maintain, as long as I still maintain
What was your stealth roll again?
13.
13.
So
Okay, you're not sure,
yeah.
but you're trying to move stealthily as you climb up along the stonework and try to get yourself into position. It'd be about one more brick of movement to get behind the creature, though you would still be about 15 feet up in the air.
I think and I'm still hidden, right?
To the best of your knowledge.
Uh And the normal dash takes up action, or does it take up both action and bonus action?
A normal dash will take an action, but as a rogue,
Okay.
you can move, dash as an action and as a bonus action.
I might as well just take the extra dash with cunning action.
Okay. That'll get you into position at the top of the grotto, about 15 feet up and 10 feet back from the creature.
Okay.
For those of you who are good at math, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
And they said we'd never use trigonometry outside of school.
Everything you can do.
At
Buttons,
least
you're
I
up.
can use everything.
All right. Buttons is going to just kind of sit up from her, where she was crafting something small and fiddly, and just kind of gives up his bad job. And right, are we fighting it then, or are we still talking?
I think we're a little bit of both.
Right then. She's going to take her Tinker's tools and cast Firebolt.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your roll.
That is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit as the fire sears into that black sludge with a kind of sizzling pop.
7 fire damage.
Alrighty.
Let's just say she pulls out like something kind of like a cross between a lighter and a spray bottle, and infuses some magic into it,
I love
and
that.
a little bolt of fire shoots out.
Like, bad, no. Psst, psst, psst.
We can stop this whenever you like, and then she's going to move behind cover.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Doesn't really have a bonus action she can take. Doesn't really have a. Yeah, there's nothing else she's going to do here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for her turn.
The creature cants its head to the side. If you fail him, you will end in a similar way. Before it turns and looks up at Bert, because it has a passive perception of 14, and makes a quick gesture and utters a arcane word. Bert, could you please make a wisdom saving throw?
17.
17. You feel your body lock up for a second, but you shake it off. It looks frustrated before it turns its attention to Kala and starts moving towards her through the through the water, sludge kind of floating on top of it, not even mixing with the clean water underneath as it moves towards her. Return it now. And let's see, that was its action and movement, and that is everything. As it approaches Kala, it's moving at half speed, so it'll get to the edge of the water, and that's about it. Kala, you're up.
She is going to do a dodge action again and give an inspiration die to Rin. And just hold the water skin over the water and say, oh, we need to talk to you longer about this. Maybe you don't look happy here. Maybe there's a better solution. And that's her action bonus action, and she's refusing movement.
Alrighty.
She's just kind of staying with the water skin held over the water.
Okay, Ren, you're up.
Okay. What did it say on its turn? I didn't quite catch it.
The whispering is very
Basically
atmospheric.
return
It's
the
a little
water.
hard to hear sometimes.
Okay, what did you
I
say,
think
Tux?
it was saying to you two if you fail, like they get turned to Rin and said something like
Yeah,
that.
I was trying to hear what Tux said.
Oh.
Tux?
Okay.
Could
Yeah,
you repeat yourself,
Basically
please?
return the water.
Thank you. He said, This is what will happen to you if you fail as well.
I'm going to say,
Just about 5-foot space, yes.
okay, and not to get in the way of anything she does, but just put myself there and cast mage armor on myself. I already took off my leather, so cast mage armor on myself, and as if I get as much as I can, I'll say to it, let us worry about the grotto. Let us. I don't want to hurt you, and I definitely don't want my new friends to be hurt. Turn.
Okay. Bert, you're up.
Okay, so where am I relative to the box, and is the box now exposed?
The box is now exposed. You're about 18 feet away from it via trigonometry.
18 feet. Am I
Up in the
above
air.
it?
Yes,
Okay.
you are 10 feet back and 15 feet up. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 15 squared is 225. 10 squared is 100. It comes out to something like 18 point numbers repeating.
Okay, so could I move down to the box and move behind the creature in the same turn, or no? With a normal movement, I should say.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're clearly not... It clearly knew you were there. Yeah, sorry, it has a passive of 14, so, like, your 13 did hide you from it.
Yeah, please don't tell me that.
Oh, what?
The actual, like, passives and stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, generally, if you find out
Sorry.
if you have figured out the
Okay.
information, then I will share it.
Okay.
Like, if you figure
Okay,
out,
as
like,
long as I've... Okay.
yeah, like you're aware that this thing is fairly perceptive.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, as long as if I know that in character, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry, I'm
um,
trying to get to only character information.
and maybe land on the stone and then follow it up behind the creature. But if you climb down the stone and then wade through the water, you will not have the movement to do it.
Okay, I think what I'm going to try to do is go down to the stone. Can I lift the box telekinetically?
Okay, so you're climbing down.
On the stone is the wooden box,
Okay,
correct?
so you are at the top of a small little rocky outcropping from which water is flowing. 15 feet down is the start of the grotto, where the pool of water is. From where the pool of water starts, there is a 10-foot space between there and the rock that the box is on.
Okay, leap to the rock.
Okay, there we go. That is an 18-foot
Sorry.
leap. You have the movement speed for the movement for it. I need you to make
21.
You do a little backflip, which is impressive because you are leaping forward as you land on the stone without any problem and don't slip into the water.
Okay. I will try to nab the box.
It just lifts up.
Okay.
It's
I have
not even
acquired
it's
a-
not even a pound.
Okay, I acquire the box.
Yep, you have a wooden puzzle box inlaid with electrum.
Okay, so I movement.
You
Sorry.
you would have to jump from the rock to the shoreline because you only have about maybe 12 feet of movement left, which
Okay.
is enough to cover the 10-foot space. But if you waded through the water, you would not have enough movement.
Yeah, and I'm a cat, so that's a I'm jumping, and that's a 22 acrobatics.
Okay, yeah, no, you land next to it, you telekinetically scoop up the box, and then spring bound across the open space.
Okay, cunning action, hide.
Okay, you're within 5 feet of it, so.
Damn it. Oh, 15.
Okay. You duck into the underbrush as best as you can. You know it is fairly perceptive, but you try and get out of its immediate line of sight, and you feel like you may have managed to conceal yourself. You get a free object interaction.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So, I'm going to attempt to backstab.
You used your free object interaction to pick up a box. Were you walking around with your dagger out?
Don't you get the weapon draw as part of the action?
Oh
what
yeah,
you
that's
told me
right. They added
other-
that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They
No,
did?
you're good.
When did they add that?
Uh,
Because I was thinking like he acquired it telekinetically, so his rapier's in his mouth.
okay.
Okay.
Just call him Sif.
So, attacking from, that's at advantage, right?
Yep.
Since I'm attacking from hidden.
Plus, you're flanking with Rin.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Alrighty. That'll hit.
Okay. 7 plus 8, 9, 11. Wait, okay, 11 plus. Sorry. That's 15.
15.
Do I still have the bardic inspiration?
You do.
Okay, that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage, piercing to the skull.
Okay. Really? Come on, machine. Alright, you drive the weapon into the figure, and the muck kind of passes around it. You don't feel like you did much damage to it despite your solid hit.
Okay.
Alright, Buttons, you're up.
All right. We don't have this individual's name, do we? She's gonna peek out. I said she got my cover. Is there what cover is available? Where
There's
can
some
she...
trees and heavy rocks. I assumed you ducked behind a tree or a rock.
Okay, fair enough.
You're small, so it's not like there is a lack of options there.
This is true.
Bert's just in the middle of the water grotto where he said it was clear space already. So
Yeah.
You're a little further out.
I don't really see anything I can do to contribute, aside from attempting another firebolt.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll.
That is a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is a 10
10. Alrighty.
on a 10-sided die. Yep.
Nice. Max damage.
For a second, I'm like, 0? How the hell do I roll a 0?
The fire hisses as it hits the form. Anything else on your turn?
If nobody else is really looking in need of help, not sure what I'd be able to do to help.
Okay.
Uh,
No, it's rolled pretty bad on its, and then Bert resisted the spell, so
and if you ready,
you can do that because you used your action to throw fire.
I thought readying in action takes your reaction.
To activate it, yes.
Oh, okay. So you know what? Is it still facing off against Bert, or did Bert manage to hide? Again?
Bert hid and then attacked it, so it knows where Bert is.
All right, and where's Ronnie again?
Uh, Ren is between it
Rin,
and
not Ronnie,
Kala.
sorry. I'm casting anything. I was thinking of casting Sanctuary. I'm gonna hold off. Yeah, that's the end of Buttons' turn.
All right. That is enough. Return the water. And it reaches out a kind of thick slime hand to try and touch Ren, because Ren is immediately before it.
Who took its bloody water?
Water skin over the water.
Mist boils off of its form as it gets frustrated and vanishes into a fog bank for a second before reappearing up towards where Bert was, on the top of the stonework embankment, looking down at y'all. Its hands starting to glow with a deep kind of almost watery. Kala, you're up. It used Misty Step to teleport.
Okay. She re-uncaps the water skin and holds it a little bit lower, and she's like, I asked if you would stay to talk with us if I did return the water, so we could try to resolve this. And she's doing dodge action again, and an inspiration to Bert. It's just kind of like a little nod at Bert, like a to be ready in case it's hostile, as her inspiration.
All right, I would say your wisdom is definitely high enough that you would recognize that it seems to be acting under a compulsion more than any willingness or desire to attack y'all.
Yes, but her ask for it was if she returned the water, would it continue to stay there and talk it over with them?
Yeah.
That's been her ask, so which should not necessarily be contrary to the compulsion.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. Okay. Anything else?
And my action as dodge, and so I'm good on what I'm doing.
All right. Ren, you're up. It tried to touch you, you moved away from it, and then just kind of vanished and reappeared a distance away.
Okay. Yeah, how far is it from me?
Let's see here now. 25 feet squared plus 15 feet squared. That is, sorry, that's 850. Square root of 850 is, it's just about 30 feet away from you as the crow flies.
Okay. And it's on that little stone where the book is? I mean, where the box is?
The box is floating about maybe 5 feet away from Bert. It's at the top of the stonework embankment where the water is flowing down from.
Okay, I'll face step over there. And when I get close to it, I'll let light kind of shine through my eyes as I try to charm it. I'm actually gonna call for the archvey. Fill me with your presence, my master, and let the light kind of shine, and I'll try to charm it. It's a DC 13 it has to beat.
Wisdom.
I know it's an Eladrin. Wisdom.
Okay.
So Fey presence on a short.
That is a 13. So what was your DC?
It rolled a 13?
Yep.
My DC is 13.
Alright, meets it to beat. So it resists the effect.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. Okay.
I mean, I thought that was impressive.
Alright, anything else?
No, Fey Step was the bonus action, and the Fey Presence was the action, so that's basically it.
Okay. Bert, you stabbed the creature, it tried to grab...
Okay. So if I do the triple dash thing, would I be able to get behind, like, behind both Ren and the creature?
It's kind of a narrow embankment of stonework. You could get behind one, but not both.
Or sorry, I mean like here's Ren, here's the monster. I'm on the other side where I'm in flanking position.
Okay, movement rock is dark gray. It's a mountainous region that your clan hails from. You blend in really well as you slip into the shadows between two of the little outcroppings from which water flows. All right, that's
And
action,
that's my
boom,
turn.
movement, and bonus action. So Buttons, you're up.
All right. Carla, give it back the bloody water.
It's to say it's gonna still talk to us. Otherwise, we have to do this all over again.
It's not. Well, at this rate, we're going to kill it, or it's going to kill us, and that's not good for conversation now, is it? And I don't suppose it's possible to aim to wound.
Not with fire that you're shooting at a
Yeah.
distance.
Can you put it in the
Alas.
box, Bert? Maybe we can walk it away from the water and then talk to it.
18.
18 will hit.
And that is 4 fire damage.
Alrighty. As the fire sinks into its body, it hisses and writhes, and the black gunk is starting to look a little thin. The blackened skull bobbing in its mucousy casing.
Sorry.
Anything else on your turn?
Not really. Limited tools at my disposal, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Man, I rolled a nat 20 on the very first attack roll, and then it had disadvantage, and I haven't rolled a single good shot since. Okay. The creature's going to see Bert behind it, Ren in front of it, and... Oh, wait, no, it can't see Bert.
Right.
Yeah, Bert
It
is...
probably knows that Bird is somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Because it, but yeah.
It
not
lunges
exactly where
with
it is.
both hands at Ren. It's like, damn it, that's starting to hurt. I am saving you. As it tries to grab Ren around the throat. Oh my god, finally a roll higher than 10. Does a 21 hit?
Hit.
Reaction.
Yeah.
So hurry, Barbs.
Okay. So I need to re-roll and take the worst roll, right?
Let me just reread it to be sure. But I believe so.
What's the range on it?
60 feet, so it
Okay.
should only be about 35, 40 feet away at most.
Yep. That's a 4.
And I'll give advantage to Rin because it can also be used for ability checks, and he's the one using persuasion and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it
And
has...
marking off a spell.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all it can do, so it's Kala's turn again.
Awesome reaction.
And she's going to pour half of the water back and be like, "You're going to need to come down here to talk. That's an awful long way to shout." And she's still going to take the dodge action, and that's it for her turn.
Kala, could you make a insight check for me, please? If you're saying anything, I can't hear you.
Oh, that's a 22.
20. It's been about 4 rounds now. The thing is proven that it can communicate, and it seems willing to, but for other reasons, you're getting the ability to communicate. It is not. There's something. Being able to do something and having the capacity to do something are two different things.
It cannot act of its free will. Is I think what he's trying to say.
Okay.
She's going to put the water back to see if that stops the drive on it, the rest of the water, but she's still taking the dodge action, and she's still keeping her water skin near the surface of the water.
Okay.
But if potentially the compulsion is because the water is currently out, she's going to try to remove that as a barrier.
Okay. All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, I don't have any more inspiration die for bonus action, and she's not moving from there because she needs that as an incentive to try to get it to talk to them.
Okay. Ren, you're up then. It's trying to strangle you.
Yeah.
In fact,
Okay.
you just about felt its hands close around your throat until you heard Kala cry something out, and it stopped and looked at her for a second, giving you enough time to get away from the hands that were enclosing your throat.
Do I have enough maneuverability on this stone to like get away from it?
You can go down the embankment, which is like a steep incline, or you can go down into the grotto, which is just a 10-foot drop. Or a 15-foot
Alright,
drop, sorry.
I gotta switch to offense. So I'm gonna step away from it. It might take an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
And
Yeah,
that's
for
another
sure.
4.
Okay, cool. And I'll draw out my boomerang and try to hit it.
All right.
I'm gonna use that advantage.
Where are you getting advantage from?
So
I thought-
barbs.
Yeah, Kala gave me advantage.
Oh, the silvery barbs advantage. Okay.
And I'm gonna add a 1d6 for.
It's not
What?
optional anyway. It has to be the next one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
And do I have to hear the results before I can decide to take Bardic Inspiration?
No, in fact, you need to make the decision before you hear the results, I believe.
I'm gonna do it. Bardic Inspiration, 1d6, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So my total roll is 18 to hit.
18, that'll hit.
Okay, sweet. All right. So it's 7 damage.
Alrighty. The boomerang smacks into the kind of thick sludge and half sticks there.
It doesn't come back to me.
No, it hit a sticky thing and is kind of feels like it's stuck.
Okay. And let's see. I'll use the water. I don't know if I can do this as a free action, just like calling it, like splashing at it, like, come on then.
Where it's like flowing out of the outcropping.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely can do that, splashing the water at it.
Okay.
All right, Bert, you no longer have an ally immediately adjacent to the target, but you are hitting. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to attack with rapier.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll. That'll hit.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With
Which is
advantage
weird,
'cause he's
still
hidden, right?
Getting an income.
Yep.
Boo.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm going to. So that's 5, 11, 13, 14, 15 total.
Apparently,
damage.
we can't hear hear Meryl.
I heard.
I heard a boo.
Yeah, I heard a
That
boo
would
from
be-
Meryl
I heard
too.
her say something just a second ago.
All right, we'll finish one thing at a time. Bert, what was your damage roll?
15 total.
15 total. Okay.
And then I'm going to use cunning action to hide.
Okay. Well, as you kind of creep back into stealth, you notice that the figure's black goop is starting to evaporate into the air around y'all before it sublimates into just a and rolling fog that quickly disperses into the air as initiative is broken.
But we didn't kill it.
You're not sure.
Hopefully not.
I can hear you now, Merle.
Oh,
I-
good. Yeah,
yeah.
I think my internet is like it was happening to Cooper as well. And, like Discord wasn't connecting, WebEx wasn't connecting. Or WebEx, I could hear you guys, but y'all couldn't hear me. So whatever. It seems to be working now.
This is really no big deal, but did it vanish with my boomerang?
No, your boomerang clatters to the stonework.
Okay.
Is the box any different, Bert?
Is it?
It looks exactly the same. Engraved wooden. The image on a couple of the sides are suns and moons. On another one is a roaring fire. Looking it over, you see a number of elemental designs, seasonal designs, and geometric designs.
I put it in my pack.
Okay. Go ahead and add a wooden puzzle.
Maybe we should see if he has any remains or something around here that's tying him to the location.
I hope you look, but Bert, don't you think we should check out the box a little further before you stow it away, or are you worried about interacting with it might draw it back?
I mean, at this point, I think we need to draw it back and defeat it. But like, move to get it in, and then just be like, okay. It just kind of reluctantly sets it on the ground.
Are y'all staying up on the embankment, or are you going down to where Buttons and Kala are?
Probably where Buttons and Kala are away from the actual like grotto.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go down there with Buttons and Solitude, and if Bert's gonna bring the box, so we can at least check it out.
So the group reconvenes about maybe, 10 feet away from the grotto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works for me. I'm gonna look everyone over to see if they look injured or anything.
Nope, no one got hurt at all.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Poor thing. I think it's trapped in some kind of pact. Out of its control.
That's what it appears to be.
I was thinking maybe if we found its remains or something and we moved them, maybe that would do something.
I don't know if I saw if it had a heart or not inside the hole.
It looked like just an empty space.
So, slightly missing in the heart department then.
Is there a heart in that box?
Buttons, your chest still feels that heavy solidity to it.
All right, is it changing or?
No,
is
it
kinda
just
still
feels like
there?
a lump.
I am not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. Right. Buttons is going to try taking her own pulse.
Yep, feel fine.
Right.
I guess I'll try an Arcana check on the box.
Sure, go ahead and make your roll.
I'd like to help him.
All right, go ahead, make your roll with advantage.
Yay.
Ooh.
I mean, you don't detect anything innately magical about the puzzle box.
So as a puzzle box, does that mean like you actually have to solve a puzzle to get it to open?
Yeah, I mean that's what puzzle boxes are.
Or are you going to make us all buy Rubik's cubes? I think is the
Yes,
actual
go
question.
to Walmart and buy Rubik's cubes right now. We need to stimulate the economy.
No.
So I guess can I just make an intelligence save?
Yeah. Make an intelligence check. 9.
Damn it.
9.
Which side are you starting on? There's
So-
2 seasonal sides, there's 2 elemental sides, and then there's 2
Celestial ones.
celestial sides. As you're fiddling with it, you kind of feel not a warmth, a contentment of sorts. And after a moment or two, you realize you have just stopped working on the puzzle entirely and are just kind of vibing to that contentment feeling. So that's a fail.
You're on mute, Ziz.
What order are they currently in?
There are each of the 2 panels of a theme are adjacent to each other in overlapping. So each one of them forms like a kind of L.
You're again mute.
You would think that they would be across from each other, like because the sun and the moon are opposite, and I don't know what the other element is with fire. She kind of like peers around it.
It is fire and earth, stars and moon, and a winter and a autumn scene.
So that
I may have said
does clarify
geometric.
some notes instead of Earth.
Yeah, I may have said geometric based off of a earlier version of it. Sorry, but no, that is the current like what it is. It's fire and earth representations, um, stars and moons, and winter and autumn.
Oh well,
Buttons was whatever you were tinkering with. Would that aid us right now? Whatever contraption you were building earlier?
Uh,
Merle,
what
if you're
did you say?
speaking, I can't hear you.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I suppose I could try. I don't know if it'd be much use, really. It was more of just a general magic detection array. Drat. Normally, I'm quite fond of puzzles. Let's see.
winter and autumn are adjacent and they're normally adjacent. They're not opposed. Stars and moon are adjacent and they're normally adjacent. Do you think fire and earth are normally together or do you think they're apart more? Because you think
Together,
like
I would
fire
think.
and water would be apart.
Fire and earth are pretty adjacent. I mean, fire creates ash. I mean, there's a lot
I
of
mean,
parts of earth that are based on like fire and
maybe we don't need to move the parts of the cube. Maybe we just need to move the cube itself.
Do the parts of the cube move at all?
Oh yeah, there's definitely like portions of it that slide and twist and push in and pull out. You see a few spots, and it means a puzzle cube.
I mean, the
Okay.
stars and the moon should probably point like upwards and to the side, and Earth should probably point down. I mean, like, maybe we don't need to turn the cube face. Maybe we just need to turn the cube. We could try
okay.
that first.
Yeah, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. So I thought it was like 6 puzzles. Like
It's
you have that
6 sides and it
Right,
has
so-
Right.
many puzzles.
Right, so it's like there's like an Earth, but it's all like messed up, and you have to.
I
move
mean,
it to, like,
the
picture of an Earth.
the picture
that-
of the representative of Earth resembles a cave with takes the form of a cave with stalagmites and stalactites.
So. Anyways, I guess I thought that like you solve a puzzle for each side. Is that correct?
That is the impression I was getting as well.
Okay.
I think we should probably go ahead and take our break, though.
Thanks for joining us. Come back for everyone to overthink this item. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
I'm going to smash it with a hammer.
No.
Get the hammer, Kronk! Alright, I'm going to push the brake
Exactly.
button. I pushed the brake button, and now I'm going to mute us. They can hear me, so I guess we're technically back. Hello, everyone. I had beans on toast with cheese.
That sounds like a meal.
Had some
British.
casserole.
Oh, right, I have to log. Don't
If,
mind
if
me.
y'all
You're still really choppy. I think it's the internet, though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, wow, I have not logged a single drink today. I am so behind on my scheduling.
Hydrate.
I'm keen it.
Oh, okay.
That weird digital echo was actually like so appropriate there on that hydrate.
Yeah, sorry, that was on my end because I was connected on my phone and my computer at once, and one of them wasn't muted. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
But yeah, if you ever need the absolute ultimate comfort food, this is my mom's not so secret recipe. Make a pot of pasta. Very generous dollop. I use like 3/4 of the container of sour cream. Add in as much cheddar cheese as you can physically fit in there. Why are you gagging?
Sour cream is gross.
Sour cream is not gross. Sour cream and cheddar mixed together with tuna and pasta and some poppy seeds make for an absolutely amazing tuna casserole.
Well, you had me at
Yeah.
Poppy.
Right,
Well-
poppy seeds and coffee, comfort food. Got it.
I mean, yeah, no.
I
see,
see a few rainbows if you get an unwashed batch of poppy seeds, but in general, it's a good mix.
I mean, these are not for like. They're culinary poppy seeds.
Tuna, like I'll eat it with things like with the pickle in it and with the egg in it and stuff to kind of offset it, but like on its own, I really don't like tuna. So
Okay.
I think for
yeah,
different reasons, that's probably not a likely comfort
I'm-
food for us.
I mean, if you do this without the tuna, what you effectively have is baked cheese
Cheesy
and
pasta.
which is not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
I've thought of trying to do it with chicken, or with another fish. I haven't tried that yet, though.
Generally, if you can use tuna.
Mushrooms.
So, puzzle box. Y'all are fiddling with it more, or what y'all gonna do?
Yep.
Yes. So it's a puzzle box. It has numerous sides.
Mm-hmm.
So it's summer and autumn.
Mm-hmm. Summer, autumn, fire, earth, and moon and stars.
And do the
Kyla's
sides
looking
like
for elf remains.
do the sides move around each other?
No, that I mean, there's little portions of it that can be slots. No.
I thought you were gonna say we should dunk it in alcohol, get it pished.
Oh. Nope, not on stream. Kala, make a perception roll for me as you search around. Are you looking in any particular place?
He was in the middle pool,
Mm-hmm.
so she's going to kind of kick around the water in the middle pool under where the box was, and then she's going to look on the upper part that he kept retreating to.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. Buttons, what did
The thing, do the sides slide around each other?
parts of them move and stuff? Like none of the like panels themselves move. But
I only got a 3.
but like there is a star that you can push in, and then a little stalactite on the other side of the box loosens. When you turn it one direction, you hear like a click, like something is sliding into place.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what a puzzle box is? Yes. I have a puzzle.
Yes, but
I
there
have
are
a channel I
numerous
need you
kinds
to
of
start
puzzle box.
obsess. I have a channel I need you to start obsessing over, Tux. I will show you it later.
I guess just another intelligence check.
Kala, you found a rock in the center of the place. It's pretty large. You push in one of the stars, and one of the stalactites comes loose on the other end of it, and pulling it out reveals a little drawer with what looks like a small metal pin with a hex shape at the end.
I figured it out, or at least part of it.
See that thing you were fiddling
17.
with
No magic.
to do magic is a good idea, Buttons.
So say it again, Kala.
Maybe that thing you were fiddling with to be able to see magic better is a good
Detect magic.
idea.
Right. I suppose if y'all don't mind waiting 10 minutes, so y'all shall get to ritual casting detect magic again.
Okay.
Basically, sitting cross-legged on the ground with a little array.
Love it. All right. So 10 minutes pass. Anything y'all doing in that 10 minutes?
Rin, he seemed kind of like he was talking to you directly a lot. Any idea what that was about?
Said the same thing's going to happen to me. I think he's beholden to a master. I think maybe he's beholden to someone, like he made a pact with them just now, but that's not beyond the realm of possibilities.
You don't have a missing part, right? And she
Uh,
like pokes at him. She pokes at his chest, flies up.
no, I'm 100% Ren. I'm beholden to the Archfey because he promised me to reunite me with my family a long, long time ago that was lost. So in a way, I'm missing a part, probably the most valuable part in a lot of ways.
Oh, is that why you're always sad?
It is the direct reason why I'm always sad.
Bert, make an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Sorry, that was a wisdom. So it would be 19.
So you know that puzzle boxes generally can come in two varieties. There is the there's just a trick to open this type of box. Then there are the more complex ones where you have to open multiple bits and find tools that have been stored and hidden within the box to unlock deeper puzzles within it to eventually open the container. You get the impression that this is the second type, not the first type.
Okay, I try to continue opening the box.
All right, make another intelligence check then.
Real quick,
21.
what time of day is it? It's still twilight?
You're not sure as to the time anymore at this point. Y'all slept for a bit, but it's been twilight since y'all arrived at the Gourd.
He can be assigned here?
You kind of
I think it could.
notice that once you remove the little pin, the moon on one of the facings slides a little, revealing a small little hex opening. Inserting the pin into that and twisting it around, you notice that one of the edges at the opposing end of it starts lifting out away from the box, revealing a number of little slides and slots.
You see, Kala, when I made a deal, I was set on like a pilgrimage, a long journey. I really don't know all the different like thresholds I have to cross, but eventually It's kind of like you go where the wind takes you. It's called the Song of Roses, so it's pretty wispy. It's an ancient Eladrin ritual. A lot of Eladrin embark on this.
So you're not gonna just live there? I live there right now. Though I guess I took a break. I told her wouldn't be back for a little bit.
No, I think eventually one day the wind will carry me somewhere else.
Well, I guess you're somewhere else right now.
Exactly. That's the way it works. I'm at the
Buttons, your goggles start humming and coming alive.
Oh, good. Online then. So she's going to kind of slip it on and take a look around and then take a closer look at the puzzle box.
Make a perception check for me for your just general casing of the area.
All right. 10.
10?
Not great.
You see a diffuse glow coming from the center of the around earlier, but you don't see any energy or anything like that coming off of the puzzle box.
Right. So the box itself doesn't appear to be magical in any way.
Can
It
I
could
continue?
be.
Sorry.
What's it made of?
It looks to be made out of wood inlaid with electrum, though as Bert opens more and more of it, you're starting to see more metal components like copper and bronze.
Right. There could be a layer of shielding in there. It could still contain something magical. Be careful, Bert.
Okay.
So what's your family made out of, Rin? Are they Eladrin? Are like roses, or what are they made out of?
they're made out of Eladrin. My mom was Eladrin. My father, he was Eladrin. My mom used to tell me stories. I don't think I ever met my father, but she said he was some pretty high noble in the courts. But they all are, before they were lost to me, and before some of it was stricken from my memory, they were, I think, very important to the court.
Make your roll, Bert.
Did you? Was the college in the Fae?
16.
Yeah, one of them came and picked me.
Literally plucked you?
I think so. There's some blood and some thorns, and then I was part rose, and I guess I looked kind of like the person there. And they were like, "Hey, you come with us," and I'm like, "What is that noise? I don't know that noise." So I went with them.
Bert, you're fiddling with the slides, and a few of them will like lock into place, but you can't quite seem to find the next progress point.
Can I try again?
It'll have a higher
I-
DC.
Maybe I should
Would you
give
mind
him
if I
some
have
light
that?
or something. Hey, Buttons, can you do that thing where the stone turns on light?
She already has the glowstone kind of hanging at her neck. I think we said it was like a stone with a hole in it.
Yep.
So yeah, she's kind of like strung on a string. But if you don't mind, I'd like to take a look at that.
Okay. But it's still
And
mine.
lift them up.
Right, because it's mine.
It might be the ghost if the ghost is. It might be the specters if the specter's still around.
All right. So yeah, Buttons is going to pull on a pair of calfskin. It's like thin leather gloves, like
Okay.
thin leather gloves, and investigate. She's going to take a close look at the puzzle box and see if she can make a head or tail of it.
All right. Make an intelligence check.
All right.
I had to get some of the story pieced together later, Bryn, because like their stuff didn't make sense. It was just all noise for the first day or two.
My question is, do you think you'll turn back into a rose one day?
Oh my God, 10.
10. Like, go ahead.
I don't know. That's why I was warning you to be careful with roses and thorns and things.
Bert's made some good progress on it, you think. You kind of fiddle with the sliders a bit that he was messing with, and one or two of them will lock in.
Sometimes when things, they don't change back. Like, moths and butterflies and things and bread and toast. But like sometimes when things change, like water and ice, they do change back. So it's really hard to say.
Well, I hope you are more like a butterfly and you stay in your butterfly form forever. Unless you want to turn back into a rose.
Kala kind of shrugs. She goes, I do kind of have butterfly wings, but they're really
Exactly.
bees. I wonder if bees.
Know for certain that anything turns back. Assuming we can kind of overhear each other.
Yeah, y'all are all kind of hanging out.
Right. This is devilish thing. How heavy is it for that matter? Like,
It's
is it
like
heavier than?
maybe 5 pounds. It's not huge. It's like
Okay, so if there's metal in there, there's probably not much. If I shake it, does anything rattle?
of little clicks and bounces.
Do you think it's safe to fill our water skins? If not, maybe we should go to the lake again afterwards.
Likely not if it's guarded. Is the water itself magical?
No, the only glow you're seeing from your goggles is that diffuse glow from the center front rock.
Okay, and does it have a school of magic?
You're detecting multiple schools of magic, including, but not limited to, divination and conjuration.
But not necromancy.
No.
Complex spell.
How big is the rock?
The rock is about maybe 5 feet across in a circular formation.
What if we move the rock?
I mean, we moved a buttons, but that's a lot bigger than a buttons.
But is it heavier?
Do we? Hang on, the spirit thing came out of the rock or came out of the... Like, where did it kind of ooze out of?
It seemed to ooze out of the puzzle box.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I mean... I'm curious what would happen if we tried to leave with the puzzle box. It might do interesting things or it might do very bad things.
Do you think he was really dead, Ren?
I don't know.
Because
I'm
what if
not
the
sure.
part of him that's missing isn't dead, but he's dead?
So, you like say it's its heart, and its heart is captured somewhere and held as like a oh, what do you call that? Where the creature will have some kind of sway over him, like a
A
oh, you're a
gaze?
business person. What do you call it when you have like leverage over someone with an object? Collateral.
Blackman? Okay.
The
So
collateral is still alive.
if that part's not dead, do you think the person that he worked for killed him because he did a bad job?
Yeah. Or it didn't kill him, but held him in this perpetual state, you know?
Or maybe when he just didn't do a job, he died on it?
I think maybe if he didn't do his job, the thing took a piece of him and held it over its head and is trapping him in here and not letting him leave and
Because
holding
his
him to
body
this
wouldn't
task.
be like if he failed somewhere else and died, or if whoever he works for killed him, his body wouldn't be here anyway, unless there's a part of it maybe in the cube.
I'm going to
He could be in the
experiment with
cube.
something for a moment.
Hmm?
And Buttons is going to start carefully emptying out her bag of holding.
Okay.
Kala takes her chest of preservation back.
Yeah, just laying out everything in the bag of holding.
Okay. It disappears into the bag of holding.
Right. And then Buttons is going to Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. That's Powerpuff Girl now. She is going to
Hit it with a hammer.
No.
No.
Put it in
She's
a
going to
box
take-
and hit the box with a
By the
hammer.
way, when you
Oh,
take
dear.
it and put it in the bag, Bert makes an angry hiss.
I'm just holding it. It's still yours. You're awfully possessive.
Shiny.
Right, and Carly, you had
Yeah, I
Oh.
got a water skin. It's kind of empty because we've been drinking all day.
right. If you don't mind, because screw it. Fine. Buttons will take her own water skin and scoop up some of the water from the pool.
Okay.
The pool. And wait and see what happens.
Y'all like have this moment of Buttons dipping the water skin in and then lifting it out and like y'all watch and you look around and the place is still.
Right. Pour the water back in.
Okay.
Take the puzzle box out of the bag
Okay.
and investigate.
All right. Make an investigation check.
16.
16. As you investigate the puzzle box, you notice that each of the sliders seems to lock at a specific position where they will stop.
Really weird to take a task, Rin, to go wander around because you're looking for your family. Couldn't you have just wandered around and looked for them?
I was promised I would find them.
Paula,
Wow.
I'd like to point out that we did that
7.
exact same thing, and we came up with the exact same results with this professor.
With the
I'm
advantage,
kind of on Ren with
I
this
rolled
one.
1 and 3.
like you can't quite seem to figure out the next step. Like you've
Can I
loosened
step
all the
in
bits.
with the information about the things locking?
Sure.
Like, would I get advantage? Okay. Okay. 25.
25. Bert, you slip each of the little places into position. You stare at it. You look at it. It's like, okay, now what? Before you get the idea, you press the part of it that popped out from you winding the hex back in, and there's a click, and the fire part of the box pops open.
What's inside? What's inside?
You look inside, there is a small humanoid heart with a bite taken out of it.
Oh my
Ugh.
god.
Is it?
Wait, is it
fresh?
human size? Like
Is it
human heart
fresh?
size?
It's about
Or is it like mummified or something?
fist size. It looks fleshy. It doesn't look mummified.
Is it beating?
It's not like
No.
moving or anything.
Okay, take it out.
It is
Wait,
rubber.
wait.
Spectre.
I am going to delicately take it from Bert's grip, if you don't mind. If you give me one moment.
Kylie just opens the chest and waits.
And I am going to cast Mending on the heart.
Let me look up mending real quick.
It's an object. It's
Yeah.
small enough.
I just need to check to see how it. Okay. Tear, break. Nope. It wouldn't do anything. You cast it.
What?
Yeah, it's not a single break or tear in the object. It is a.
doesn't
It's a
replace
bitten
either.
out of it.
Yes, and you.
Right.
Okay, but like,
It's like if you had like you would need all the necessary pieces. Like if you split a
But,
plate
okay,
in two, you
the-
can't do mending and have two plates.
okay, but
Like
the
you know what I mean?
the second sentence of the spell is as long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in any dimension.
Yes, but it's not a break or a tear. It is a bite taken out of it. There is a mouth-sized chunk of it missing.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm with
DM
him.
has
'cause
final
otherwise-
say, but
No, I mean
yeah,
this
I'm
is like
with him because otherwise you could just like duplicate objects, and that would be kind of
broken.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't be like, I split a coin in half and I get 2 coins and just keep doing that and then like have infinite money. You know what I mean? Like, I get that would be broken otherwise.
It,
All right.
Or something.
But Button seems awfully crestfallen and hands the heart back.
it is very rubbery and fleshy and kind of
I
air
Let
have been
me-
temperature.
itching to fix something for days.
Well, let's. It's like we were talking about with that lady who did divinations. It was like a manifestation of an idea. If hunger is a manifestation of the hungry prince, maybe it's the same archfey. Maybe this guy was beholden to the hungry prince himself.
Oh, wait. I gotta do something. And Kala breaks her ink pen and hands it to Buttons.
Like, big sigh of relief, and Buttons is going to busily set to work mending it.
You spend a minute mending the ink pen back into 2 sections. You feel like kind of heavy pang in your chest. It's not painful, but it's just a solidity.
I can deal with that
Um,
later, but at least now I've fixed something.
I should look at the heart to see if it looks like there's anything we can tell other than the bite. Because maybe if the bite was done by something, um, maybe there'd be a clue or something, or like, so, Akala would like to try to do like a medicine check if
Go ahead and
possible.
make a medicine check.
Yeah. Meanwhile, is there more to the box?
No, it's just empty inside other than that heart you found.
Like, I mean, like
And
if I
8.
start fiddling with the drawer, there's no more.
No, you don't
Like, it
seem to.
doesn't look like this is another like step to get to.
Nah,
You know what?
the opening you found fills the majority of the box,
Okay.
with the exception of like maybe a 1/4 inch space where the slider ate. About all you can tell is that it is a real heart, and that the edges of it are smooth where it was cut, not ripped or pulled out.
Kala wraps it up in the pie wrapping and
That's
sets
distress.
it in
Oh,
the,
not the cloth.
yes, from
You said
from
pie
when the
wrapping, and I
pie.
was like, oh my god, where did you
This
get
is
pie
not the
dough?
Curse of Strahd campaign, dang it.
Like, you know what? I
Wraps
haven't
it up
tried cannibalism.
in the wrapping that kept the pie safe and puts it in the chest of preservation.
Oh,
It's like Kala's like, I'm a plant. You guys eat plants. I don't understand the difference. What if I eat you?
Yeah, that is a separate issue. We'll get to
On
that
hand.
later.
oh,
No.
oh.
On the other hand, also no. Yeesh.
But whoever wants to, go ahead and record a wooden puzzle box inlaid with electrum as an object that you have acquired.
I
Hey,
believe we've established that it belongs to Bert.
Bert, do you think
Yay.
yours preserves things like the other thing? You should put something in it that would expire, like maybe a piece of cheese or something, and then see if it's fresh when you open it up again.
Oh, right.
No, I'm putting a nice jewel in there.
Was
Okay.
the
You
heart
are?
itself
Good
magic?
jewel.
No, no magic's coming from the heart.
Okay.
Do you have a jewel?
Not yet, but I will.
Right.
We
And
probably need to go back to the lake on the walk if we're not going to fill them up here.
Buttons is reloading everything into the bag of holding, by the by.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, maybe we can be like, and on the way back, the group takes a quick respite at a rest stop and refills their water or something.
Buttons. As the length of time, detect magic lasts 10 minutes, right?
10 magic. 10 minutes, yes.
As it's starting to expire, you realize that that diffuse glow is not coming from the rock, it's coming from through the rock.
Ah. Interesting. I just walk around the rock, see it from different angles, see which.
Buttons goes splash, splash, splash.
But daintily.
It looks to be like maybe a 5 foot
by rough. It looks like a 5-foot diameter. I remember the word. Flat stone in the center.
Right. Thing under it, or like, sorry, the magic's coming from.
It's showing through the rock because you can see it through. You can detect magic through up to a foot of rock.
Yes. That's why she's circling around it. Is she's kind of triangulating to see if it has
Okay.
a
Yeah,
specific
it's
source.
definitely like a collection of little different glows from inside the rock.
Right.
Should we try to break the rock?
Rin, Bert, I don't suppose the both of you would be able to help move this thing. There may be something more here that we aren't seeing.
I make no guarantees given the uh, but we can certainly try.
Oh, Buttons. What do you think? Do you think this also has the hidden cache from the first task?
That,
Do you think she get a 2-for-1 deal?
I wasn't there when you made the deal with her the second time.
The deal was just to drive off or get rid of the Spectre. But she was like, the first deal would have been enough for directions, but you've got to do more if you want to save your friend, and did a smirky thing. But not in like a super bad smirky way. But I wonder if maybe there's maybe the cache is here too. And she was trying to get both things.
That I am going to trust that you know the ways of thinking for those here better than I.
So a crowbar floats out of Bert's utility pack and like kind of wedges itself
Okay.
in. I think
Make an
in
investigation check
terms
for
of
me.
like, okay. 16.
Scraping the crowbar along the stone, you do find like a little seam about maybe a quarter-inch in from the edge of the rock that at first glance it just looks like, a wet mark or a roughness in the stone.
Okay. Can I kind of drive it in?
You can certainly try. Make a strength check.
Would I get advantage on this?
You're using a crowbar, so yes.
Okay.
I would assist, but
21.
I have. Well then,
Y'all adorably watch
too shabby.
as Bert floats a crowbar over and kind of just goes like bat, 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 bat at the top of
Yeah.
it until it
Now
kind of
he does a full pounce onto the crowbar.
he goes bat, bat, bat to wedge it in, and then he like yeet, on top of it, and the cap of the little stone just goes, and there's a splash as it lands. Inside, you see not a inconsiderably small, like maybe 4.5 feet by 4.5 feet recession into the stone that the cap was over, and a large wrapped a bundle in the center of it that is still glowing a little bit before Buttons' magic Majo vision cuts out. That's my new name for detect magic, Majo vision.
Sure. Interesting.
I think it's his body.
It is not big enough to be a body.
Yeah. Still gloved. I'm going to investigate.
All right, make an
I was still
investigation
in
roll.
character either way.
13. The dice are not friendly today.
So you're being careful because you don't want to risk triggering anything, so you can't do too much, but you pull a little bit of the bundle and notice that there is like a intricate, like woven image of it that you catch the side of, and looks like a tangle of thorns with small flowers woven into the edge of it. The cloth itself is kind of woolen. You're not sure if it's like actual wool or if it's something else, though.
Okay, good. That's not shiny. Yeah, you can have it.
It's a crown.
It looks to be a woolen tapestry that has been wrapped around something.
Hmm.
Okay. That's sorry. You said there were a bundle of things, or is that the only?
It is
the thing.
That is the thing, but it seems to be wrapped around a lot of stuff within. The bundle is comprised of the tapestry and the stuff that has been wrapped around it, or the stuff it has been wrapped around.
Let's pick it up and bring it carefully out of the water.
Make a strength check.
Yay!
Let's say I assist.
Okay.
So I got an advantage on that.
Yeah.
Okay, 16. Thank you very much for the advantage.
It's at least 30 pounds,
Oh, this
and it
is
clanks some and shifts as you
something.
pick it up.
Oh.
Maybe this is a good time to use your bag of holding.
I don't want to put it in there if we don't know what it is. Yeah, Buttons is just kind of struggling out of the water with it.
All right,
Ren, Ren, please help. We need some.
I'll help. Sure. Help. Let me help you, Buttons, and
All
I'll
right.
grab one side of the bundle.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, and
between the
drag
two
it
of
to.
y'all, I mean, it's only 30 pounds. It's not like 300 pounds or anything like that. It's heavy,
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
like I can't move.
Right.
Well, though Buttons
Buttons is
does
just
have
not
8
very
strength.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that I'm a cat, so I can't really like lift.
You can
Yeah.
negate
You know?
10 pounds of it. That's about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
with all y'all's help, y'all with between Ren, Buttons, and Bert, y'all managed to get it back to like the edge of the grotto.
Okay. Right. So yeah, lay it on the ground and carefully unroll. There may be something.
Right.
There may be something fragile inside here.
So as you
Or
unroll
worse,
it,
dangerous.
you reveal 3 kind of purses, waist belts, waist belt bags, a boned coffer engraved with spirals, a what looks like a bracer made out of pewter etched with thorned vines, uh, a wooden bowl inlaid with menandros of electrum, like rose-like patterns, a long, thin rod with a kind of leather loop at the base of it, and a green jewel at the tip, a what looks like a harp constructed out of golden wood, a small medallion with like the picture of a person's head etched into it, leaned forward, showing the crown of the skull, and what looks like a flask of medium size with a silver dragon perched on top of it as the mouth cap.
All right.
With further having unwrapped it, you recognize that it has been wrapped up in a woolen tapestry that depicts a garden.
Okay, question.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, is the sort of accoutrement filigree, the style of it like consistent amongst the items? Like, do they seem like they came from the same relative origin?
Some of
makes
them do, like the wooden the pewter bracer and the wooden bowl, as well as the puzzle box, all have a similar style to them. The tapestry itself and the bone coffer seem to be of a different origin. The same thing with the wand, the medallion, the flask, and the harp.
Okay.
And
Hang
then
on, I'm
my
sorry.
sec-
You gave excellent descriptions, but I didn't have my notes up.
Okay.
So there's a woolen tapestry depicting a garden, a
Yep.
flask with a skull for a stopper, you
No,
said?
a silver dragon as the cap.
Silver dragon. I don't know how I heard skull there.
The medallion has etched into it what looks like a person's head leaning forward, revealing the cap of the skull. There is a my brain shut down there for a second. A harp that looks like it's constructed from some sort of golden wood, and a long, thin rod or wand with a leather kind of wrist tie at
Grip.
one end
Oh,
and a emerald at the other end.
interesting.
Then there's also a bone coffer that is about maybe that has spirals engraved into it. A pewter bracer like you would put on your forearm, etched with thorned rows of electra, meandros being a rose-like pattern.
Are any of these consistent with the I forget if it's a college or university, but
The Institute?
yes, sorry.
None of them have a similar iconography that you recognize from your interactions with the Institute, no.
Okay, so most likely these are of similar origin, have like similar origins, but not necessarily from like the guards and stuff.
That would be your impression.
I thought as they might be her neighbor's hidden stuff that she originally talked to us about her wanting stuff out of. If so, well, whatever it is she was looking for, we could probably trade for the directions.
Make a history check for me.
All of us.
Whoever was there.
8.
I was there the first time.
Yeah.
I got a 22.
God damn, Kala's got a memory like a steel
24.
trap. Oh, damn.
Well, she
Buttons
only
paid
has
attention.
4 weeks of memory.
Yeah.
That's true. Everything is new.
Buttons and
Everything's fresh in
Kala
her mind.
would remember that she had specifically mentioned wanting several mithril bars.
Which we do not see any of.
No.
Unless they're in the coffer.
Well, so I'm gonna call the rest of this loot for
Right.
us.
Buttons is going to
And
kind of look a
since you're
little
my friend,
nonplussed for a moment.
and because you are my friends, and I value you so highly, I will be willing to share this with you.
I think we need to be careful with this stuff. I'm telling you, Gearnos, do I think this stuff is associated with the court, the Lantern Court?
You're not sure. None of it is really keeps with the Lantern Court's iconography. There's no lantern or light source worked into any of them.
Okay. And I don't think it's associated with the Archfey?
There's nothing about it that speaks to you of the prince beyond
Okay,
like
then-
what y'all found in the puzzle box.
So back in I'll say, I just think we need to be careful with this stuff.
Buttons.
You don't want to be on this path, this trek.
I was thinking, but
You're-
Buttons'
you're
fingers
right.
are visibly
think the-
itching to pick up
Yes,
the wand.
I think the safest place to put this is inside a pawnbroker's.
Buttons knows at least one or two of these objects had some magic before her
Right.
detect magic faded.
The safest
know if
place
you
to
want-
put them is right back where we found them.
No.
Do we wanna, can you tell if there's bad magic on stuff, Buttons?
Not necessarily bad. I can tell the type of magic. The school of magic to which it belongs. But, Kala, is this stealing? I mean, I'm
No,
not quite
this
sure
is
how
finding.
things work here.
I mean, it had a guard.
But he's
Yes,
not
I
here
know.
anymore.
So,
Well,
I mean,
part
does
of
it really make sense that he would have been guarding the water?
Gesundheit.
Or would he
Gesundheit.
have really been guarding this?
So if we take this stuff and move it, we're accomplishing our first original goal anyway.
Are we now?
Yes,
I mean,
because the Spectre doesn't need to guard these things. He doesn't care about the water and all the what are we calling her, mistress?
Y'all haven't asked her what to call her. Y'all
The
just been
Lady of
referring
the
to her to
Wood
the Lady of the
just
Woods.
wants to be able to get water from here. So if Kala's correct in that it's guarding these things, if we take them away from the water will be safe.
Could
Right.
I have y'all
I'm going
make
to
an
just.
insight check?
Who should?
All of y'all.
okay.
14.
10.
10.
It's funny.
Buttons, I
If
think
you
you need to
subtract one
have
of
a
those
lie
from the other, that's
down.
what I got.
11.
Button's got a 4.
Bert, Ren, Kala, as y'all think about it, the creature seemed adamant that no one stay around the spring. No one takes the water from the spring. Um, while you're not sure as to the meaning or the reason for that prohibition, the fact that the lady has mentioned like that it is a problem for her indicates that other people have probably at some point attempted to take water or remain at the spring and drawn the spirit's ire, and that these may be tokens taken from those victims.
Oh.
See, we need to take them.
Well, at any rate, I think if we're taking the box and we're taking the heart, it might not return here. But it might come. We should set a good watch at night for a night. Because we don't know if it'll be able to come back or not.
You could
But
put
if
it
I
in the
keep
bag of
the
holding
heart
as well.
in the chest and Bert keeps the box somewhere else, maybe if they're separate, it won't come back while they're separate.
Maybe.
If you all,
As
you
y'all
all
are
do think,
sorting through the stuff that was within the tapestry, you notice that the most of the weight comes from those three like waist purses. Everything else is pretty like, handheld item weight, but those three purses are heavy.
Can you put your magic sight thing back on, Buttons?
if we want to take another 10 minutes, yes.
I
This
think
thing
we have
requires
time.
quite a bit of tuning up to use.
Tune away.
Tink, tink, tink.
All right.
So I'll
Could
ritual
one
cast.
of
Okay.
And
Then
Tex,
let
what'd you
somebody
get?
else do that.
Okay, D12. 8.
8? As Kala or lightness start to appear in the sky, almost immediately it goes from twilight with no moon to the sun high overhead, and a kind of warm, almost sweet scent fills the air. Those vine trellises that had lined the stonework um, that were glowing softly stop glowing and start giving off a powerfully strong scent. Could I please have Ren make a Constitution saving throw?
11.
11? Uh, that scent is kind of. It's not unpleasant, but it leaves a kind of lingering lightness to your thoughts and draws you closer to the plant. It feels kind of peaceful and relaxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it wash over me, Eyes kind of rolling back in my head, the sun beaming down, that kind of thing. I'm gonna just kind of like wistfully, slowly move towards the vines.
All right. As you get
The
close to the
archfey, I'll say out loud too. The archphase, it's gripping my mind today worse than ever.
What?
As you get close to the vines, like you were standing near where they were earlier, but you see like every couple inches there's like a small little bloom of white, almost transparent white flower that has a heart of blue with a little almost jewel-like texture, jewel-like sand texture to the pollen within it, and it just has this very strong, relaxing scent emitting from the plant.
Did you find
What would I?
something, Red?
Yes, I'll respond to that. But in my head, Gyrnos, what would I associate the imagery with? Would I be able to?
Uh, make, I mean, it doesn't quite look like an eye, at least not the eye that you're thinking of. It looks like a blue eye, but there's literally hundreds of them throughout. Make a nature check for me.
Okay. 19.
After a few moments of enjoying the presence of it, you didn't really get a good look at it during the twilight, and y'all been dealing with other stuff. But now that you have a moment to um, examine them and that they are in full light, you recognize this as a elf mint, a type of elven wines. Produces a very relaxing and attractive scent that elves enjoy, and the granules can be used for medicinal as well as magical purposes. It is
Okay.
also prone to um, is one of the means by which it is possible to bypass a elf's resistance to charm magic.
I understand. Um, okay. If there was a moment of swelling where I was like in my mind, that will recede, but I'll like kind of curl back into the rose and pluck it.
All right. I mean, each of the flowers is like maybe that big at most. They're
Okay.
tiny, and you get maybe
Would I
like
be able to like get
yeah, you
a
get like
what
a
you call
whole
that?
handful. Your fingers are stained blue though.
What'd you find, Red?
I'll turn around and show Kala beautiful flowers.
Oh, they look a little squished.
That's okay.
A
They
kind
smell
of
nice.
thin, glowing sap wells up out of the vines where the flowers had been plucked from. That starts to dry into a kind of resiny material. Uh, After a few minutes, Buttons, you finish your thing, and it starts humming to life once more.
All right.
Kala's digging up little rootlings since Ren likes the plant. She figures they must be popular.
You can use these to bypass an elf's ability to be charmed. It's like
Oh,
maybe you can grind it into some kind of medicine or something like that to allow an elf or an eladrin
that
to
sounds
succumb
useful.
to charm.
Mix with their roots and let's put them in the chest.
Okay, I'll
While
help her
they're
gather.
while they're dealing with that,
All right, make a survival roll for me real quick while I read off this list to Buttons.
that which does
Buttons.
not identify.
The following items start glowing as you put on your goggles to detect magic. The wand, of course, the harp, the medallion, and the flask.
Hang on, the wand, the harp, the medallion.
The tapestry, the bowl, or the puzzle box.
All right. And yeah, she's going to give in to temptation finally and scoop up that wand. And just
Which
kind of
ones
like
were
cradle it.
those? The wand, the medallion, the what?
Harp and the
The
flask.
heart. Less than a minute, Mr. Gyrnos. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Just restroom.
What was your survival roll, Kala?
Ren got a 16, but I only got a 6.
All right. Well, between the two of you, you managed to get a few snippings of roots and a small little pod that had not yet bloomed.
Show me the money.
I'm sorry, what?
I
Heaviest or
most
the
of them.
lightest?
The heaviest.
The heaviest, you open it and it is filled with copper coins.
How many?
Do you want to start counting?
No, I want to open the second heaviest.
Almost a nearly equal amount of silver coins.
And then the third one?
Uh, you look at it, and it's a good 100 maybe worth of gold coins.
Okay,
Purring.
satisfying noise.
You're making
Yes,
a
purring.
you're making a mess, Jack.
Doesn't
Are
matter.
we
It's
touching the
all.
things now? Are we touching them? Are they safe?
I wouldn't say safe necessarily.
Nothing bad happens when you
The
grab the wand.
right.
I
The
wouldn't say safe necessarily. He says, gesturing with the
She.
wand in his hand.
the wand, the harp, the medallion, and the flask are magical. The other items do not appear to be. And I'm also, what schools of magic do they seem to have,
All right. So the wand seems to be mostly
if any?
transmutation magic. Hold on. Okay. Yep. The wand seems to be mostly transmutation magic. The harp seems possessed of transmutation, evocation, and conjuration magic. The medallion seems to be possessed of, almost entirely possessed of transmutation and conjuration.
Interesting. I don't suppose any of you are at all skilled in identifying items, are you?
Nope.
I could play the thing
I,
and see
I
if it does
can.
anything, but that's all I can do.
Well, I mean, alia acta est. Let's take these items as carefully as we may. Proper owner, we can restore them to them.
Or we could rob him.
I mean,
Bird,
they're probably
really?
maybe kind of dead.
Well, that's why I
I
say
mean,
if.
probably. But that's not. I'm just saying, if they had these things on them, imagine what else they're carrying.
So are we touching the things? And she gestures at buttons with the wand.
And Bert rolling around in the pile of coins.
Making per.
What's in the box? Can we open it?
We did open the box.
Sure, let's open it.
Oh, the coffer, right?
No, we didn't.
The coffer, you open the coffer and there's a rolled up bit of paper tied with a silk cord and sealed with a stamp that shows 3 dragons facing each other, made with a mix of silver and gold.
So, do we poke the things yet? Have you like turned blue or anything from holding the stick?
Ren's
Wand
hand is
loop
blue.
thing?
Rin's
So
hand
far,
is blue,
only
but
Rin
that's
is.
different.
It's stained blue with the
Pollen,
I guess like the petals, the pollen.
Yeah.
Let's let's take everything, and I don't know if we want to. I mean, some of this stuff. Aren't curses a thing in the Feywild, or is that not
You just
correct?
picked up one of the things and started using it that you
Yes,
said
but it's
was
so
dangerous.
pretty. This thing it's
Right.
nice and finely crafted, and she's like cradling the wand a little bit.
Maybe curb our desires here. That's all I would. If I have any insight to this, I say just curb our desires. Try to stay focused on what's important.
And make a wisdom saving throw.
Wonderful.
Actually,
You
I
know
need
what?
one from you too, Bert.
Damn it.
16.
16? Okay.
8.
8? Bert, as you're rolling around on the coins, you notice like some of the rocks nearby have started to take on a kind of shimmering sparkling quality like raw unworked gold. I mean, all of y'all can see it.
Okay, so usually the way this works is we divide up the loot evenly, so that way, you know, we don't try to kill each other in our sleeps.
We're not here for loot.
Well, I'll
We're
take your
letting-
share if you're a.
All
I
right,
don't think you
look,
should take any.
simple
I say
solution.
put
And
it all
she's going
back.
to Buttons is going to just kind of start gathering. Sorry about the.
And the wand.
Yes, she's going to do that with a wand first because that's what she was
Okay,
holding.
wand goes in the
e-
bag.
Everything's going into the bag of holding. Everything's going into the bag of holding.
You
Is the
put
puzzle
Bert in the
cube
bag of
going in
holding.
the bag of holding?
I'm sorry, I
Uh,
was making a
Who's
quip.
got
What
the
did you
puzzle
say?
box?
I asked if the puzzle cube was going in the bag
Ah.
of holding.
That depends on who's holding it.
I believe
Hey.
Bert put in his pack.
Where it remains.
Okay, so yeah, everything that we took out of the hollow in the stone.
I'll hold on to the flowers. That I don't see any harm in.
Yeah, that's different. That's
It's not
your thing.
treasure, so I'll secret those
Everything goes
away.
in the bag of holding, and
So
now
why do you?
would you like
Seems
to hold the
very
bag of holding?
useful, Bert. I mean, you're not putting the cube in the bag.
You can make it into a poultice
Well, here's what I'm
medicine.
saying. What the coins are to me is what the flowers are to you. That's what I'm saying is it's kind of ridiculous that you're like, I have to put everything back, but
Bert,
you get to keep your
I
flowers.
didn't
You
ask
know
you
what
to
I
put the
mean?
cube back. I said that he's keeping those and you're keeping the cube.
Yeah, I'm just trying to state that with your
I'm
logic,
not putting them either.
right?
Because
And the other things back, but you keep the flowers? Isn't? I mean, you took them. They're not yours.
I'm not telling
not-
you what to do. I'm just saying use caution. Don't
Okay.
let your desire drag you into something here.
Okay.
Right. So
Um,
everything, all of the items that could be qualified as loot go into the bag.
Comfortable with it? Do it.
Buttons is going to hold out the bag to Bert and say, "Bert, would you like to
are you getting a nosebleed or
No,
something?
I don't.
Do you need
But
to go
I'll
off
do it
camera?
anyway.
No, my nose is just.
I mean, I can
running.
carry it if you prefer. You
I
seem
prefer if I carry it, but for the sake of team togetherness, I'll put it in the bag.
right. That's what I'm
Bert's
saying.
not
Like,
happy, but he'll do it.
right. Sorry. What Buttons is doing is putting everything in the bag and then going to Bert,
Running
like,
away.
would you like to carry the bag? This is compromise. This is
Okay.
it's all in the bag, but Bert can carry it.
No, you don't want me carrying it. Okay, I know myself enough. If you do that, I will disappear.
Bert,
I
you've always
don't
been
see why
trustworthy.
Bert shouldn't carry the cube because we need to watch it closely. In fact, I think he should wear it visibly where we can keep an eye on it to see if any black sludge comes out of it.
That is a very valid point.
I am actually
Sir Buttons
for
will.
Bert holding on to the cube. I was just checking what our status was because I wanted to know if we were watching the cube.
That is an excellent point. Yeah, and so fine. All of the wand, the harp, the medallion, the flask, the tapestry, the
All the coins,
coffer,
all
the
the
bracer, the bowl, and the
bowl.
coins are all going into the bag.
Buttons.
Which, God, so how many coins? It was 3 sacks of coins.
3 sacks of coins. Y'all did not get an exact count. If you want to spend some time counting,
Your
you can.
mic is away.
Y'all
Not
did not get an
here
exact
and
number.
not now.
Okay. Buttons, make me a Constitution save, please.
Oh Lord. Okay. That is a natural 1
That
for a 5.
heavy solidity in your chest hurts. It burns
Oh.
and goes to 0 hit points and collapses.
Oh my god. Maybe we should get out of here. Let's get Buttons out of here. She's hurt.
Buttons, make a death save.
Yeah.
Medicine check to try to revive.
Here, I'll toss.
Not
Make
revive,
a
you
medicine
know what
check.
I mean.
Okay, go ahead and make your medicine check.
I'll help with the healer's kit.
Okay.
Shoot. How do I make
How about a healing word?
Even
a
better.
death save again?
Just roll a d10.
A D20?
Or yeah, D20. Yeah, you need to roll a 10 or higher on a D10.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead and roll healing
Morkborg.
word points, okay?
18 on the D10.
Succeed. Y'all used a medical kit, stabilized, healing word. Roll your healing word and health.
8.
8. Buttons, you regain 8 HP and wake up on your back, a little bit of blood trickling out of your nose.
Oh,
Are you
right,
okay? What happened?
Where were we?
You
Okay.
were unconscious is where we were.
What happened? Like Bird is like literally like up in your face,
I
like
was about
eye
to
to
ask you
eye.
the same thing. My chest, something in my chest, and it hurt, and I'm in the peak of health normally. At least I think I am. I've never been prone to fainting spells as such.
Maybe we should check back in so we
Let's-
can.
Yes. That's an excellent way to call her.
Yes. Well, the
Before
task
I
is
got
accomplished. so-
petrified, I didn't have any issues like this whatsoever. I'd like to
And
get rid of
you
that
got
feeling in
them
my
now?
chest. Wait,
Okay,
say it again?
feeling in your chest.
I said, and you got them now?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I'd like to get rid of them. I thought it was like a hangover, but it seems to be getting worse.
Buttons, as you've been talking, you've been touching your chest, and you notice a hard spot that you hadn't noticed previously.
Ah. Pardon me one moment, and she's gonna just spin around and just kind of peek inside her, under her armor.
You have to kind of pull it away and crane your head a little bit, but sparkling set in your chest right where your heart would be is a roughly heart-shaped protrusion of glass.
Right. And she's gonna spin back around. We are going to speak to this lady right now. I'd like to know I would like to know why there's glass where my heart should be.
Kala, should we forward the narrative back to her cabin immediately?
Yes.
I guess so. We have everything packed away and we did the thing.
But okay, but you have a pulse, right?
Make a
For the
medicine check.
moment. Who, me?
Sure, whoever's checking the pulse.
4.
You can't find your pulse.
You know
Sit
what?
down. Can I run a medicine check?
Sure, go ahead.
Sitting down is the last thing that Buttons wants to do right now.
3.
Bert kind of like paws at your wrist, like,
Hmm.
I'm not feeling a pulse.
Right. Link hands, everyone. No more dilly-dallying.
Of
Let's
course.
speak with this lady of the wood and see what the devil she thinks she's done.
Buttons.
Sure. Everybody links hands. To the lady of the wood to resolve this glass heart situation. I hate the Feywild.
2 steps, everyone?
2 steps.
I mean, technically it's 4 for me, but sure.
All right. You take one step forward and another step forward and a third step forward, and nothing happens.
Well,
Bloody thing's broken.
no, let's try it
Okay.
again. Okay. Hands, everyone, and our bird's harness.
We are returning.
Oh,
Okay,
no, go
you
ahead,
can
Bert.
do it. We are returning to the Lady of the Wood to fulfill our obligation for saving buttons.
Let's try it.
Step.
Take the first step. Take the second step. And third step. And you're still there.
Maybe the narrative, Kala. Maybe the narrative doesn't want us to go back to her, or maybe we're not done here.
Make
Well?
an
What else is there to
insight
do
check.
here?
Is that everyone or Ren?
Anyone who has been traveling with y'all for
15.
here.
The
The-
20 is highlighted green, which means it's the highest I can roll.
Nice. So,
15.
go ahead. I'm sorry, someone was going to say
15.
something and I was about to talk.
We are all just reporting our numbers?
Okay.
I didn't break 8, so
Okay. I know that feeling. The first time y'all found the lady's hut, you weren't looking for it specifically. You were looking for someone to help you along, to help you find where the professor had vanished, or looking for something to do that could lead you to them. The second time you found the hut, went to the hut, you were looking for someone to help um, Buttons. There's a not causal. What is the word for it? Common factor in these two instances.
We were looking for something.
So we're looking for how to. Hey, Buttons, you've told us that you had the glass around your heart, right?
Yeah, she
uh,
mentioned the
yes.
glass heart.
there's glass where her heart should be.
Okay, so we need to find a solution to where the glass heart is and any information on the professor.
You should not lump two things together when traveling, if that's what you're trying to do.
We need to find a solution to the glass heart for Buttons.
I mean, another thing we need to do is resolve our current scene, like a scene close, which would be reporting in. You just phrased it like we need to go there, but not why.
Right.
So, I if y'all will permit me a moment,
All yours, Kala.
to close the scene on the grotto, the group returns to report their duties and in their task. And then she tries stepping forward.
One step, two step, nothing.
Okay. Well, do we want to try the fix buttons glass heart one?
Maybe we're just not done here.
What
I'm
else is
gonna
there to
go
do
ahead and
here?
kind of break off. I'm gonna go ahead and test the water skin.
Okay.
Um, drawing water from the lake.
You draw water from the lake. It's clean, clear, smells a little sweet.
Just because her water skin's also
Okay.
empty, Kala follows suit.
So I know you did it before, Kala. I just wanted to make sure we need to check off things, so we know that's resolved.
Plus, also, I was out of water.
Yeah, we should probably fill up if we need to. Um,
Well, I mean,
Maybe it's the
she said we needed to check back. Maybe that's not what we needed to do. maybe there's a better way to fix buttons, because if that was her best shot and it didn't hold, maybe she's not the long-term solution.
Okay, let's try the best solution to fix buttons. But if that doesn't work, then I think we need to see if there's something to be resolved here.
Okay. Makes sense. So I think we're stepping forward on the group tries to find the best solution to help buttons.
Okay. So you take the first step, and then with the second step, you land and look around, and you're in a wooded area, about maybe 20 feet away from a clearing with a low mud hut, with a hanging leather curtain over the doorway. And that's where we're going to leave off for tonight, as you understand now that it needs not just narrative, but need to reach this lady's house.
Buttons, I think you may have just. If you keep.
This
I
one,
think maybe you shouldn't insult the thing that you're trying to use.
And that's how relationships work, folks.
I'm very happy to appreciate the Feywild once we're back home.
All right.
Well,
Thank you,
that's
everyone, for
not.
joining. I appreciate everyone sticking with us for this. Sorry, I've been so sniffly and sneezy and stuff like that. I'm not sure if Ziz and I are sick or if we're suffering allergies or what, but I'm going to go and take some Claritin and lay down, I think, or something like that, and then go do grocery shopping. Background music provided by Tabletop Audio. Been joined by the wonderful Ziziva, Tux, Meryl, and Ronnie. This has been the Briar Garden Fellowship of the Wild Roses, episode 4? Yeah, 4. Glass Hearts. And we'll be back next week, hopefully. Thank you.
Here's hoping.
See ya.
All right, I got the screen up and it says thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter. And I guess I should mute us. Oh, Meryl, say the
Should I say
line.
the thing? All right, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and please, always make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.